Peacemaker Season 2 has been a really solid run of television overall. Despite the controversial ending, most people agree that it was really well written, with compelling characters and plotlines, and I have to agree with that. The main focus, of course, is the romance between Peacemaker and Harcourt, which I think all things considered was handled pretty well. This romance, along with pretty much every character arc that was created over the course of the show, ties into the main theme of this season, that being your true self, regardless of what the people around you want you to be. This is Peacemaker's big revelation at the end of the show. It also plays into Adebayo's arc, Harcourt's arc, hell, even the characters like Bordeaux or Fleury play into this theme, where they learn to follow their own sense of justice in a way, as opposed to simply following Flag's orders. Speaking of Flag, I found his character pretty interesting, especially in his downward spiral to vengeance. He lost all sense of self, justice, and morality in this pointless quest for vengeance of Peacemaker. This quest for vengeance was constantly brought up throughout the season, and is what made me a little less upset at the cliffhanger at the ending. Flag's arc here really comes to a conclusion in this final episode, where we get to see him laughing away while his troops are dying again and again because of his own choices. I think he really served as a good villain for the season, and speaking of villains, I think that Nazi Earth plotline was really well developed, and this is how multiverse stories should be told. This element of War of the Worlds was really interesting to explore, as opposed to a simple cameo fest that most multiverse stories end up being. Seeing Peacemaker torn between a world where he is loved and praised as a hero, but for entirely the wrong reasons, and the world where he's in the unfiltered version of himself, but his family's dead and he is absolutely going through it, was a really interesting dilemma to explore. Also, the morality of the characters in Earth X was fascinating, especially Augie Smith, who is fighting the system to a certain extent, compared to his base version, who is just a dick. I also don't think we can talk about Earth X without talking about Keith and his role in the season. Keith represents everything that Peacemaker lost over the course of his transformation into the Peacemaker we know. Him going to Keith's arms in this new Earth represents him wanting to deny all of that progress he's made, and go back to when he was with his brother before it all happened, which is an interesting dilemma, especially when you consider that Keith is an actual Nazi in this new universe. This season was really solid overall, and I don't think it deserves any less than a 9.5 out of 10.